everyone, Screaming Geek Me here. I am Jay the Geek. Today we're going to talk about the 4K of The Spine of Night. It's an animated movie. But before we get into this, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, check out my other videos on my channel. I do these reviews, I do unboxings, I do collection updates, I do different discussions. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. And always feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think of anything. Now, so let's dive into this movie. It's called The Spine of Night. You know, it's a 4K here. This is an animated movie. You know, it came out in 2021. It's not rated. Has the voicing Richard E. Grant, Lucy Lawless, and I probably might butcher his name. He's a popular actor. Joe Manganiello, directed by Philip Gillette and Morgan Gallen King. Now, to start off, get right out of the way, this is an adult movie. It's animated, but is adult. This is not for kids. So I wanted to let you know up front, if it's something you want to get, you're not going to watch this with the family unless you don't give a shit about what they watch. Because it has animated nudity and it has a lot of blood to it. I mean, it's pretty graphic. But being a newer movie, it is hand-drawn. But they use a technique they call rotoscoping. Again, it was hand-drawn, but it's hand-drawn over top of live-action footage that was shot. So it's like a nice combination. But, I mean, what you see is all hand-drawn. Now, as far as the story, this is where, when it comes to doing reviews, I'm not good at articulating words on, describing what a movie is as far as like a synopsis. There's other reviews out, other YouTubers out there do a really good job with that. I'm not very good at it. I can have in my mind a little bit about the story. And even if I know the story really well, I'm not really good at getting that across. So I apologize there for not being a good reviewer in that aspect. Kind of I fumble my way through things. And this one, I had to look up, you look online, kind of jot down a couple things from the synopsis because, after watching it, I'm like trying to think, how do I describe this movie? Because it's way out there. So it revolves around this kind of ancient priestess. She comes across this guardian over this powerful little petals they're blue petals called the bloom, and they have these mysterious powers. And she gets with this guardian. They're telling story back and forth, and there's the story of this other scholar that wants all this power and building this army. And it's pretty crazy. Again, I'm not very good at articulating the story, but it is good. You have to have an open mind, considering the old school, 2D hand-drawn animation. But if you're okay with something different, this is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I don't regret it at all. I'll eventually watch this again. Now the 4K here comes from RLJ Entertainment. Came out in 2022. Now, being animated, it's upscaled to 4K. Now, it did look fairly damn good. Again, being newer, it was very clean. The colors are nice and rich. So there's really nothing bad to say about it. It's what you would expect from an animated movie. Now, as far as a Blu-ray comparison, this does come with a Blu-ray. I threw it in there, just kind of did a couple scenes. There is not really much of a difference at all. Now, I did see a review on Blu-ray.com where they mentioned that the Blu-ray, the aspect ratio was a little bit different. It was cropped. So I think the only way you're going to notice that is like a side-by-side comparison. But as far as visuals go, quality-wise, I didn't really see a difference between the two. Now for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Very solid track overall. Really filled the room at times. Nice balance across the front. Some nice ambience here and there. No big use of surrounds. It's not going to blow you away, but just solid. Filled the room. Now for the packaging. This is actually a Steelbook. Actually, it doesn't even have a J card. It's just a basic flat card. Has all the info in the back there. And it's a nice looking Steelbook. As you got the front there, spine, and the back. And surprisingly, this came from Amazon. And I really hate what Amazon's doing. I don't know what the fuck they're going on with them. Lately, they've been throwing their stuff in regular envelopes, not even padded. So this and another 4K, this one and another Blu-ray I just got, they threw them in a big ass freaking envelope to slide around. This has got only like a little tiny ding, not even worth noting. I mean, you have to look at it really good to see it, but other than that, surprisingly, this was in good shape. You know, open up and see the whole thing. Inside, it's got a little ad for Shutter. And you got the 2 discs of 4K and Blu-ray. And we'll pop these out so you can see the inside artwork. Got some pretty good artwork inside there, you can see. And I like that they had different artwork on a Blu-ray and 4K. Nothing cheesy. It wasn't just a slight difference. It was completely different. Now for the bonus features, we have a making of The Spine of Night. And it's about a half hour long. It's got some really good stuff there to check out. Then there's also 2 short films that are, one of them's like around 8 or 9 minutes, and the other one is maybe, I want to say 4 minutes, if that. It's, short. So not a lot here, but a couple cool things to check out. Especially being, filming live action and hand drawing over that. So it's kind of cool to see some of that stuff. So to wrap it up, very good movie here. If you're into the animated, something different, again, geared toward adults, no kids. This is not for the family, not whatsoever. I would recommend checking this out. Now, as far as whether you want to get the 4K or Blu-ray, there's only a few dollars difference, so it's up to you. If you're a Steelbook collector, I would spend the extra few dollars and get this. If not, just get the Blu-ray. But the Steelbook right now is selling for $15.63. And I didn't know this was a Steelbook. I ordered it just thinking it was a Blu-ray. So when I got it, I was like, oh, this is a Steelbook. Oh shit, this is a 4K. I'm like, double bonus. I was like, I thought I was getting a Blu-ray, but I got a 4K Steelbook for $16. But if you want to save a few dollars and get the Blu-ray, the picture looks just as good. Has the same audio track as well. And that's $13.82. So if you want to save a few bucks and get the Blu-ray, I don't think you're going to be hurting at all. But if you're into some of the oddball animated stuff, I would recommend getting this. So that wraps it up for my take on the 4K of The Spine of Night. Please comment below, let me know what you think. Have you heard of this? I know I hadn't. I've been spending the last 3 months doing animated movies. And all of a sudden, with one of my other purchases last week, this popped up as a recommendation. I was like, ooh, I never heard of that. Let's check it out. I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed this. So let me know what you think. Is this something you might be interested in? So check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.